Well, hello, everybody. Once again, here we are. Uh, Let me go up top, start up top. Stephen, Becky, Crystal, uh, Diana, Red, Bella, Vanilla, uh, Dorinda, and looks about like that's it. Hello, everybody. Glad to see y'all here. Uh, Rubber Toe, hello. It's a new name. Whatever. Hope everybody had a good day. It's been kind of a crazy one for me. I did take a few minutes out. Hello, Heidi. Watched a little bit of AAP and for the first time. I watched them on that show today, and that was well, I tell you what, when I was done watching that for about an hour, that was like I just got them with a cardiovascular workout. That wore me out just watching them two. They're high paced, fast paced. It's quite interesting. DT68, hello. Yeah, that was quite entertaining. Boy, they go. I mean, it is nonstop action going over there. Red, I don't see how you follow that all the time. That is, boy, howdy, that wears me out just watching that as much as I did. Carol Z, hello. Yeah, Carol Z, I'd seen that going on with Mike over at Rumble. So be interesting to hear what they had to say, but I'll take the highlights over watching the whole thing any day. Maybe Jeff will come on if I'm still on after they're done, and uh, maybe Jeff will come on here and we can visit. He can give us the highlights. Tracy Norman, hello. So anyway, lots of craziness going on. That's for sure. Now, once again, I want to thank you all for helping me get to that 1,000 mark. So, happened a little quicker than I thought it was going to, but it did happen. So, yep. Anyway, I guess I'll drop the link and take some conversation for a little bit, see where it goes from there. Yeah, that's what I keep being told. I'm just going to have to go down and get some, I guess. I guess that's the nighttime stuff, or is that daytime? What is that? That DM? Mucinex DM? Not sure. Hey. Camo, how you doing, bud?
Oh, I don't know, Shane. How about you?
Yeah, I'm the same way. No one's told me, and I'm probably not listening anyway.
Today seems to be fair. Yesterday was a cluster.
Yes, sir. I'd have to agree with that. I had like 3 Mondays in a row.
Yeah, I can relate with that.
Yep.
I don't know if you've ever seen any of the videos I post, but I befriended a couple of ducks. Okay, they're not my ducks. They're big white ducks that are from a few houses down, and they don't want no food or nothing. They just want to hang around me all day. So I let them. All right.
Yeah.
And this has been going on pretty much all year long. Well, yesterday, the big black lab got a hold of one.
Uh-oh.
And I thought it killed it dead because there was blood spraying all over. I was covered in blood and feathers trying to get this dog off. Anyways, I knew the guy that owns the ducks. I talked to him, and he went running down there to tell him. And I've been holding this duck because I thought it was dying. Here I am, a hunter, and we've got freaking feelings for a stupid duck, right? It's not even my duck. And I'm like cradling this duck, and he shows up, and they call the vet, and they run him down to the vet. And I swear, man, this thing lost a puddle of blood. I mean, I don't know if it survived today, but it survived last night. Apparently, it didn't get none of the vitals, didn't break nothing. I'm almost afraid to ask if it lived. But oh my gosh, I didn't need that kind of drama.
All over some groceries. All over dinner.
I don't know. But I don't think I've ever even eaten a domestic duck, so I'm not sure even if they taste good, but probably yeah. Not. What a weird thing.
Yep. Whose dog was it? Did you ever find out?
Oh, it's the neighbors here. I mean, the dog, can't blame the dog. The dog's freaking doing his instincts. That's what they do.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Chuck.
Hey, y'all. All I got is love and knuckle sandwiches, and I'm all out of love.
Right. Did you go on today, Chuck? I didn't think I seen you.
Aren't you in detention?
One side. I don't know if it's a good half or the bad half of me.
Chuck to the principal's office. Chuck to the principal's office.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't like it when you tell them it was my imaginary friend that did it.
You don't like it when we do that now either.
Now what's even worse? You know what's worse than that, Chuck, is when you've been a troublemaker and now you're a reformed troublemaker, but you get accused of all the troublemaking still, even though you're reformed. That's where it comes back to haunt you.
That's kind of like what I'm trying to do now in other places. I was talking to you about a minute ago, and I'm like, it'd be okay if I knew what I did, but.
Well, I almost give him a.
Oh shit! Gammo blowed himself off again.
It's like, hey, Carl, I don't want you to say nothing. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, no kidding. We're gonna cut you off while you still got a voice. Anybody I missed? Joyful, Benjamin, hello. Surely Cam will be back up here in a second.
Hey, everybody. It's your friendly neighborhood Chuck. Everybody loves to hate or hates to love, one of the two.
Hey, does it matter? Doesn't seem like it matters.
No.
I got to quit pushing that leave button when I go back.
Yeah, that would help.
That's the back call button.
That's the permanently back for a while button.
Yeah, that's what they did. No, man, I was going to give you my number, Chuck. That was some weird stuff. I think we're zeroing in on something there like that. The word redneck can't be typed in the chat. I think there's something else going on there, Chuck.
Yeah, like division, divide, and all that.
It might be the word divide. We're going to have to do some experimentation. But it could have been that you were using all caps. And if that's the case, I've known you long enough to know that you've gone all caps for a couple years. right?
Oh, yeah,
So I
too.
wonder how much we haven't seen that you've typed.
Good question. That or on certain areas. That's a good way to squelch me out of your chat. Of just put okay, no all caps.
Hey, maybe my Patriot. Oh yeah.
I remember one channel used to get shit for doing that. I never knew what the big deal was.
Yeah, me and Hawk went rounds a long time ago about it. He
Well, I
just
never heard the explanation of why all caps is bad.
people say it's yelling. I'm like, some dork made that up in text. I do. Hey, Joyful.
Now, Joyful, that's not Joyful Diamonds, that's another Joyful. So we got two Joyful.
I'd rather pat somebody on the back or give them a hug than, sense of shooting. That stuff might come sooner or later. But
Right.
I'm trying to make amends. I'm even apologizing around places for something. I don't even know what I did.
Yeah, I ain't seen you do nothing. But you know what? If there's things going on like we just saw, that could cause a lot of misunderstandings. Oh, okay, Red. I never heard of that one, but that makes sense. But we just saw Chuck, Red. We just saw Chuck. He was in a messenger with me, typing stuff that couldn't be seen in somebody's chat. I mean, it just literally wasn't there. At one point, he thought maybe somebody was removing his comments, but I would see that because I'm a mod on that chat, so I couldn't see anybody removing them. He just was placing comments that nobody could see.
Sounded like somebody had hidden him.
No, because I could see his other comments after we played with it for a minute. All right, he kept trying, and then he tried it in lower caps and without a couple other words, and then boom, I could see him.
Huh.
It's weird. I mean, I know there's other stuff going on this platform that's awful strange. So I'm just gonna add this one to the list.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty lax. Even Red tell you my mods. I'm like, handle how you want it, as long as somebody ain't being a dick towards anybody. Don't try to assume or make something out of what they're saying. But if they just blatantly out cussing somebody or just can them. I don't care if they talk in tabs. I don't care if they put 75 emojis. That doesn't bother me. We're all talking about free speech, and then we're going to sit on a little chat room and deny people to say something that's stupid.
All right.
Yeah, and not only that, but just because somebody has a different opinion doesn't mean they have to be removed from a chat. I mean, this is, or at least it was America not long ago.
Yeah, my whole belief in the whole system is we all got rights. We all deserve them rights. If you take away somebody else's rights, they need to take yours away. You might not like what I'm saying, so if you squelch me, you should be squelched.
No, I know, and I see where a lot of people are so trigger happy because of other things they've experienced. All it takes is one wrong word, and they're out of a chat. They've got mods all over them.
Yeah. Like I said, I try to be relaxed with all the people. I don't care, if they have a different opinion. That's one thing.
But I've seen you do that, Shane. I've seen you.
If they're being rude to the panel or the chat,
that's different.
That's different. And it's time to get rid of them. Don't even play around. Just completely boot them. There ain't anybody ain't going to fix them. Warn them once.
And you can always
gone.
You can always see a trap too. Because they come
absolutely.
in making their first comments a statement that they know nobody's going to agree with. That's what usually the ones that'll escalate into something you need to take care of.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like the other day, somebody come first comment off with something about liking the little boys or something. I'm like, yeah, I'll get rid of that.
Yeah, someone comes in even just trying to be silly like that, mention little boys or little girls or something like that. No, that's going to be stopped right this second, because that can escalate into ruining your whole damn chat in a hurry.
I don't count anymore. I'm surrounded by all you big dogs now. Y'all are up in the thing. I'm still back in the wading pool. So my opinion.
Oh, you got to start over. Is that what you're saying?
That and my other one, I think my new one would surpass the other one if I pushed it.
Well, sometimes it is a different channel that makes it go further.
Hey, you Dizzy.
I still say I like small channels.
He remotes. He got a flood of people coming in over 100. He got over 100 subs in the last day and a half, 2 days.
Well,
I was over at
Chuck. Yours did 102 days.
When?
Shane. I don't know if you knew about this, but I was at Roberts when he put out a call to get you over 1,000, and within a second you were over 1,000.
Well, see, when I woke up at 10 o'clock that morning, it showed I was over. Now, they had been yanking numbers from me, so I don't know if they went back down again. But yeah, him and AAP and there was another one that did the same thing. They all, matter of fact, we might get a visit from AAP. I want to tell
I
you
don't
what,
even know who that is.
I didn't go watch them till today. It was the first time I ever seen them, and I was like, I had a cardiovascular workout after watching them for an hour. That is a nonstop, high octane show. I mean, these kids are just boom, 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 boom. No breathing time in between, nothing. I don't know how Red can watch that whole show. She's the one that introduced me to it.
Well, get her to drop a link for it, and I'll check it out.
Oh yeah, I went and watched it. It's neat. He's got a lot of neat people on there, and they try to what they call cross pollinate everybody's channel. In other words, hey, come to them, and they'll come to you, and y'all can share subs, and they promote that pretty good. And most of the people on his channel have channels.
Who's that?
AAP. Red can drop the link. It was interesting to watch. Trust me. Now they're younger guys. I think it's him and his wife. Yes, AAP and his wife that was on there today. And I don't know if they have guests come up occasionally or what have you, but boy, it is high octane. Listen to them. They'll just wear you plumb out listening to it. They're not like me, where I stay kind of relaxed and a little more southern and just kicking back.
Look at Stephen Pence's comment.
AARP 50 and above.
Yep.
No, he's like, my two babies make me feel like I'm in boot camp again.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I didn't see that, GG.
Red, you got that AAP thing? Drop it for me. Well, I'm trying to remember, when did I get 100 subs in a couple days, Shane?
I thought one day you had like 20 on that channel you just started, and then the next day when I was watching, you had like 109.
Yeah, it jumped almost 100 in it. I think it was when I started. No, it jumped about 60 over the first few hours that I started doing that stuff with the hurricane.
Yeah, I knew it went way up there too.
That was a lot of. I think it's the same people that I already had that missed my other times they ain't been on or hadn't seen or hadn't paid attention when anybody was pushing it.
There you go, Chuck. Red dropped the link. Camel Carl.
All right.
She dropped it.
Appreciate it, Red.
Well, you're not asking for much there, are you, Steven? Gigi, we always hear you. We just choose to ignore you. I'm just teasing.
I just said her name twice. I was acknowledging her existence. What the heck?
Oh, I know.
What am I, Chop Suey?
Have to give that young lady crap. I hear you, Gigi, but what are you saying? Nice one. Yes,
They're trying to still keep me within 50 something of that evil damn number. I guess it's easy for them to put me back there.
oh, really?
Yeah, because I got up the other night before I got kicked. I got up to 7:35. Right after I got kicked, they put me down to 7:15, and it's warmed its way back up to 30 3 times in the last 3 or 4 days. And I don't know what it's at right now, probably somewhere in the 20s.
You start getting 2,000 people in your chats, I'm just not even going to participate. I'm just going to sit back, listen, or watch.
That may be me too.
Every now and then I'll be on Ted Nugent's live shows, and I'll see somebody fly by in the chat from our community. You know, there's actually like 10 people that go there that I know.
You can't ever catch it either, can you?
No, man, it goes so fast, man. You got to be right there on it to see it.
It's like that day me and Shane went over and talked to Marfugal. He had, 700 or 800 people in there, and they must have all been talking because you couldn't see shit in that chat.
Oh, fuck.
Just flies by.
Oh, yeah. It was just, you might as well try to read it. I don't know. That was just crazy. It's like trying to read the Webster Dictionary with it.
You read the conveyor belt as it went by.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Trying to read newspaper articles as it's being printed. Yeah, right. Ain't happening.
Plus,
Yeah,
you know,
crazy.
really a smaller channel, because that's like, you know, a lot of the people we know, when their channels are small and they're on late at night or whatever, you go into a chat, you don't even have to get on the panel to communicate with the panel. You can talk to each other in the chat, you know, and you get
Bingo.
messages across. You can't do that when it gets into the hundreds.
Hell, there's a lot of them still that don't have 15 people in there, and I've started leaving them. I get out there and chat away to them. They're chatting to each other, never comment or say, "Hey, go piss up a rope" or nothing. So I just like, okay, I don't need to sub this person.
Well, now you got me wondering if it's because you always do it in caps.
I usually check if nobody answers. What I'll do is hit the refresh up at the top, and if it's something like that and it's removed that away, your chat won't show up. And
Okay, well, here's a question. If you have 2 accounts, can you use one account to see if your other one is showing up in a chat?
Maybe.
That'd be about the same. Cashew's one told me about refreshing. She goes, if it holds in the chat, if you hit the refresh page, if it holds in the chat, it'll stay there. If not, your chat never even went through. So either you're blocked or you did a keyword or.
So yesterday, I think it was, on Roberts, no, it was the day before, that during his show, all of a sudden, what appeared to be him, highlighted in yellow in his own chat, started dropping posts that weren't his. And, I mean, it was seriously not him. I think it was actually for some kind of investments or something, some kind of advertisements, but under his name in his own chat. So we told him to stop, log off, change your passwords. And he did.
Yep.
And I haven't seen it since. But somehow
Yeah,
somebody got in there and was using his ID in his own chat.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Makes you wonder.
It really makes me wonder, because I've been seeing a lot of weird crap like that.
Hey, Willie D, it's pretty much open game here for you, buddy.
How can you get in trouble, Willie D? Play with your D in the daylight. Or your Willie in the daylight.
Yes,
I've said for the last year or more.
Bobby Copeland, hello, you two. Country Home Setting 101. Hello. Silver Beat. Hello from me, Chuck, and Camo.
Hey, Silver.
Big Apple Stacker. Okay, there's a new one. Hello.
I stacked apples right after I cleaned the flat side on bowling balls.
You did what?
I'm just making jokes. I've tried to stack apples. I used to work in produce before. They don't do too well. You have to stagger them around.
You just got one. You don't need another one.
I've stacked a few apples in my life. Squished them right down into cider too.
Yeah.
Well,
Stacked them into applesauce.
Yeah, Shane, I didn't know ducks had that much blood.
yeah, they got quite a little bit. You know, you'd never know it when you go to butcher one because you normally, take the entrails out all at once.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that at all, man. I've done cleaned my share of waterfowl. It was nothing like that. This was more like a murder scene.
Oh, I know it. That little trickle of blood sure makes it look like a bunch everywhere.
Oh,
Like
it
a
was
drop-
spraying, man. Sprayed
Oh, yeah.
me, sprayed my truck, sprayed my tent. I've been doing a lot less myself, Red. I mean, I don't have a computer right now. I've only got my phone. That takes half the fun out of it right there. I don't like typing on a phone. I need a
What'd you
keyboard.
say happened to your computer?
Oh, it just decided, well, we were having some bad weather and the power went out and my computer never turned back on. So I think it's the power. What they call I forget what they call it. I think they call it just the power unit, but it's like a transformer inside of it.
Yeah, that power strip. Yeah.
Yeah, Red, I guess I ain't been keeping you busy lately, have I?
She gets a break sometimes.
Red reported me to YouTube so she could have a vacation.
There you go.
I know she wouldn't do that. I'm just picking Red. Or would she? I need a drum roll.
Yeah, no.
You know, it used to be challenging just to keep up with hellos and stuff in a chat when you're on a keyboard. On the phone, it's darn near impossible, man. I can't keep up with that. There's just, I'm hesitant to even comment in a chat now because now I got to say hello to everybody, and I can't. It's hard to keep up with.
Oh, I know it. Trust me. I feel the same way.
I'm down to just typing their name so they know I acknowledged them.
Yep, that's me. I don't say hello. I just say their name and go on.
We had Red so stressed here about a week ago, she's ready to quit all of YouTube. She's going to delete it and say, middle finger.
Yep.
Oh, I think we've all
Stephen,
been there, haven't we?
Oh, hell yes. Stephen, yes, Red needs a raise. I just don't know how to give it to her.
Give her twice as much as you're giving now.
Okay?
Double or
Done.
nothing, none.
Well, I think all that would be is more work.
I really think these monetized channels, that should be part of the monetization. All their mods should have a thing where you get ticked by them that they get a piece of the monetization.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
now that's logical thinking, Chuck. You know better than that.
Yep. Maybe it's going to take someone like me to design that.
They're helping secure their bank that they're for their monetization, so they should throw that token too.
Yeah, we can always count on Benji for snacks and coffee.
I'm always running up behind Red in different places, and some of the others they'll catch them because I'm jumping over from StreamYard. They'll catch them and kick them out of the room, and I'm like, okay, in 5 minutes. You're not only kicked or blocked, you got 5 minutes. You can't be even kicked or blocked.
So you seen Rob today? Rob, you out there?
He said something about he's packing his stuff up, and
Rob Rednet?
Yeah, keep an eye on his wife. Something I don't know.
I saw that. That's why I'm asking, man. He's going native.
I don't know
I
if he's
saw
going
him
back or
twice.
if he's going to check out their land or what. I didn't understand what I saw.
I talked to him twice, guys. He had
I know
meetings.
what he's doing.
Him and his wife had meetings most of the day because of that young fellow that got died from fentanyl. That 7-year-old. And it's yeah, to eat him and his wife up pretty good. You know, that little boy used to run up to him when he come riding in on his horse. He'd throw him up on back of the horse with him and take him for a ride. So, you know, he hit pretty close to home again. So they're a little pissed. I think Louise is ready to just take and load up every gun they own and just go do a big OK Corral on them. And,
So much for retirement, huh?
well, like I said, I'm not going to get into details with everybody. That's not my place. That'll be on him.
Oh, no. I'm just asking out of concern. You know,
Oh, yeah.
if anything, I wish him all the power he needs.
Oh, yeah, for whatever he wants to do. I'd like to see, and me and him talked about that a little bit. I told him, I said, you know, you got to do what you got to do. That's just all there is to it. You're going to. You're a grown-ass man. You can do what the hell you want. I said, but you're going to get out there and you're going to get all this done. Let's say you wipe out a bunch of them, and then eventually they get you. I said, did it fix anything? He says, no. I said, will the problem still be there? He goes, yeah. I said, so maybe it's the bigger problem we got to fix before we can continue with this little problem.
I just
So-
saw a record amount of that stuff confiscated.
Yeah, over 8 million pills.
That shit looks like sweet tarts. Remember all them pictures I had a while back of it all? They look like the little Pez ones or the sweet tarts. Or
Yeah, the nerds and the Skittles.
And from what I understand, a lot of that is manufactured in China.
Yep. Yeah, Willie D, that is correct. What you're explaining to Stephen. Yes. They're living.
I also just saw something today in the news about a couple officers that had drugs blown in their face, and some nurse saved their asses on the side of the road by having something on her that counteracted it.
Huh.
Vicky said to tell everybody thanks and spread it around for anybody who supported and watched my show and your show and all that. And everybody's praying for people in Florida. Our
Oh,
daughter, right out there, you ever get power?
No, they're still without power. She said the only thing that happened was a tree fell down.
Yeah, they
at the door of one of the apartments.
said there's a damn near 3 million people out of power now there.
Yeah, I spent the whole morning watching footage. How you doing, Vicky? It's pretty bad. I mean,
Yeah, it's funny because my family from Ohio is going down to Florida to help with their electric.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about now, Gigi. It's all good. She's all right. She's still out of power. But
But no flooding, correct?
By the time they were ready to listen to me about how bad it was, they couldn't leave because the bridges were shut down.
yeah,
I think-
Silver Bee, that's it. Narcan.
I think they got lift bridges there or something.
Yeah. Jack Abbott. Hello.
Maybe that's why everybody mods me, Red, because I always talk in caps.
He's blind.
I can't see the shit. I sit on the edge of my chair just to see, and I'm looking at like a 50, 60 inch TV for a monitor.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm just glad you don't speak in cursive.
There was a night or two I did. Boy, howdy. I was learning my words pretty good.
Yeah, capital cursive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think Chuck's yelling when he says he's writing in caps, you need something bigger than caps for that. 'Cause he's loud when he yells.
I think Shane was in the room when I jumped, or he was on the panel when I jumped somebody's shit, and I'm pretty loud.
Yep.
You know, I don't yell anymore. It's been some years. But if I needed to yell, I'm the guy that you always heard over the console. Right? If I was
Chuck's
to,
yelling, it's just it's just loud. He's loud.
My
Yeah.
boys, yeah, my boys used to say, Dad, when you get mad, you swell up twice a bigger round, look like you grow a foot.
I do.
Now I yell when I'm mad because my voice just don't carry.
plus, it hurts to yell. I mean,
I learned to talk loud and not affect your voice back hell when I was in ROTC in high school. When I'd help run drill or something, I got to where I could be over everybody and not even try.
Tony Lee, good night. Have a good evening. Get you some rest, bud.
you know, I like to take all of my suppressed hostilities, wrap them in a ball, and keep them for years. That way I can use them on a moment's notice.
Yeah, I
There
don't
you
need
go.
Oh, you can't do that, Camo. That's not good for you.
So far, so good.
Yeah, I don't hold nothing. I like, it's on my mind. I spit it out there, then I'm done with it. And I usually can wipe my hands of somebody that quick too.
Oh, yeah.
But I try to be open-minded, even though I'm an asshole.
Oh, a lot of new names coming in here.
That's good, man. That's good. That means that you're not in the box like everybody else.
Right? Well, that's true. Well, it looks like I'm in the UK.
Well, that might mean that somebody's been dropping your link in some other places.
You think? Yeah, it happened when I hit 500 too. They towed me out over there in the UK and the EU and Scotland. So I kind of figured it'd happen this time too. I figured the rest of this week's going to be quite interesting, to say the least.
I bet a lot of those Europeans just like to hear some of the accents on these channels, you know?
Oh yeah, did you read SS Novadars?
Thanks for $1.5 billion.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure there's more coming.
Oh, I'm sure. You know, at least they're paying attention to where it's coming from. Those people don't
Hey,
care.
Discernment. I haven't seen Discernment in a minute. I was wondering about him the other night.
Trinity Time Travel Show. All right. Well, hello.
Vicky says I'm not. I know I am, though. GG, an asshole. That's a badge of honor to me. That's like being called sweetheart or sex.
Uh-huh.
Makes you want to kiss people when they tell me I'm an asshole. I've been in arguments with people. Well, you know what? You're an asshole. And I'm like, yep.
Thank you.
I always,
Country
you
home.
don't have to be a sweetheart to be a good guy.
That's honest and upfront. That's him.
Treat me as you like to be treated.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, ask Fedison over there. Do you think we can borrow some of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Shane want to build a commune for all our people here so we can go just sit there and be a town.
Oh yeah.
You know, we'd still probably be messaging each other and on panels all the time. It'd be like we still lived a long ways away from each other, but we'd all be in the same spot doing it.
Yeah, we all be next door.
It's like, hey, Carl, the butter beans are done.
Hey, I'll be right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Shane would be like, I got shish kebab over here. Okay, we'll put it all together.
I'm stopping by and getting Shane.
Yep. Kebab and beans. We're going to be right there. Yeah, I wish we had a small tight community like that where we all, work together. Back in the good days.
We need a mountain or a mountain ridge. That's all we need.
Yeah, live like the Appalachians. Everybody
Yep.
does for each other.
Yep.
It better be a big mountain. This could catch on.
Yeah, no kidding. We're talking about the Rockies. All of them.
Have you ever heard of My Fortress? This guy on YouTube, he's building a block bunker on the top of a mountain in Utah.
Huh. No, I might have.
This guy fascinates me. He's got like 100 military trucks at the base of this mountain. He had to carve his own road up this steep incline where he hauls blocks and mud up that incline in old Dodge pickups. It's quite the operation to watch. He just had a shop burned up a truck just like mine, a pretty one. But yeah, I'm fascinated with this guy, man. He doesn't do enough. He doesn't do enough videos.
I'm thinking of the guy that bought that missile silo spot, that field that had 2 or 3 of them on it, and he's building condominiums in there with all the people that invested.
I've seen that guy too, but this guy's doing it all on his own, Chuck. I mean, I'll try to find a link and send it to your messenger later. I can
Yeah,
email
I was
it.
joking to you. I was talking, I took a drink and it went the wrong way.
Have you ever heard of Heavy D Sparks?
Yeah,
He's on Heavy D Sparks a lot. In fact, Heavy D hauled a bunch of block and stuff out there for him as a gift when his shop burned.
isn't Heavy D Sparks? Ain't that Sparks Garage?
Yeah, it used to be. Yep. They're all buddies, man. They all work together too.
There's a lot of them guys are like one of the stuff people was on the History Channel or whatever, like the pawn shop guy and the guy that restored cars and the guy that restored the old whatever stuff, the antiques. All of them are actually, I guess, friends and work together.
That's how you get connections, man. I mean, I knew a guy, I knew him all my life. He had a field full of old Dodges. And when he passed away, man, not only do I miss a friend, but I'm missing a big connection, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Cindy says she's seen him before.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched a lot of them construction and building shows most all my life, and then I just had to quit watching them. Like I said, it makes me mad. I can't do it anymore just due to, the price of everything, and no one's wanting to do any of it.
Yeah, I still remember when I was talking to you about you pick up a scrap truck and end up being 67 small window, short bed Chevy or GMC. Don't scrap because I can get a title for it.
Oh yeah, we can get.
I saw you make a comment that you're looking to put together a bug out buggy.
Chuck is?
Yeah.
What is it?
I've seen you make a comment that you were looking for something old without all the electronic garbage on it.
Yep. I was going to do an LS, and I decided to stick with the old point system and build me a Faraday cage behind the seat and keep extra battery in it, some points, and anything else like a voltage regulator, what have you, in it. If something happens, that way I got all that right there. A few turns of a wrench, and I can.
Yeah, that's what I've got. I mean, there's literally only 4 components and the battery that could be damaged. So they all fit in an ammo box, and you just got to have your battery.
And then somebody told me there's a wet cell now. You can get this 12 volt. It's about a quarter of the size, and it'll still put out like 500 cranking amps. So that'll work.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a gel, not wet cell, gel cell.
Yeah, it's like a Marina battery. Yeah, it's deep cycle.
More than likely, it's probably lithium, but I'd get it and put it up still.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think that a EMP would damage an alternator.
It shouldn't, especially if one of the main things I keep telling everybody, I don't think it'll bother if you put a disconnect on it. I don't know if you have a disconnect on yours where you have to turn it on before any power goes from the battery anywhere else.
Boy,
Right.
howdy, do I have a cutoff switch, Chuck. I'm going to have to show that to you now you mention it. I got it out of a military radio shelter. And this is the biggest toggle switch I've ever seen. I got it hooked right up to welding wire, direct leads to the battery. This thing's like clunk, turns everything on. I love that.
Yeah,
They
mine.
say-
See, mine's the one that turns. I got it off an RV.
Oh,
That's how I
I've
knew
seen
it had them. Yeah, and you just 2 twists and it just disconnects the power completely.
Yeah, those are old school. I remember those.
Yep.
If I'm thinking right, you put one on the positive and the ground side. That way nothing will ever get any kind of a circuit, so the EMP shouldn't bother.
Right. It won't
Well,
back.
because I took my wiring harness apart and ran an individual ground for each component, all I have to do is kill the power because everything else is grounded out equally. All I
Right.
needed was a cutoff for the power on that.
Yeah, the G lead. That's it. All you had to do is ground the G lead and you're done.
Well, I went beyond that, Chuck. You know, that's the Dodge. Everybody complains about old Dodge trucks for one reason. It's because of the wiring system. They relied on the body and the frame for grounds for everything. And all I did was added a ground line. I'm talking each individual thing, even the headlights. You wouldn't believe how bright my headlights are because of that. I mean, it changes the whole system. I can leave the key in the ignition for 8 weeks, and that battery is not going to drain. Tell me
Right.
one other Dodge that does that.
What you call that little box, so it's a module or something. They used to have Dodges did it right there on the firewall by the brake booster. And if you've seen something that looked wet or shiny under it, depending on how long it's been done, and them things are bad. It won't
Yep.
start.
Yeah,
Because
Well,
it leaks
that-
with it. It burns it all out.
that white chalk looking gizmo you're talking about, or you're talking about the voltage regulator?
there's a little box back there that it's like I forget what it was now, but it won't start if it's bad, or when it starts going bad, it just acts up, and once it's bad, you'll see the leak or the shininess underneath it.
Well,
Not
it's
that
a $2. It's a $2.50 part called a ballast resistor.
No, not the resistor. It's the other one. It's a little box. It might be.
Okay, that's the voltage regulator. It's got like you said, it's got the shiny little backing on it.
When it's out, it won't do shit.
No, true. I mean, there's the electronic ignition module, which is a bigger box. There's the voltage regulator. There is the starter relay, and there's a ballast resistor. And there's the entire electrical system of the Dodge 318 from the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my Dodge. Shit. Now choking on cigarette.
Tell St. Peter to
My
go
Dodge
in
Coronet.
gate, he just hate to make him wait.
There was old points in the glove box, and when I got it, I looked and they had a schedule when the last time the points were changed, and they had like 10 or 15,000 miles on. So I went ahead and pulled one of the sets of points out and changed the points in that distributor. Hell, they didn't need to be changed, and I got to look, and there was some kind of titanium tip points or something like that. I guess that titanium held up better.
Oh yeah.
Get 'em, Red. Get 'em, Red.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the simple ones, Chuck. I really do.
Yeah, I remember when I got that Corvette, needed a motor rebuilt, so I pulled it down, took the motor down to a buddy of mine and had him check everything. Dingleberry honed everything out. He gave me a little cam he had, and he goes, "You know what? I got a set of racing pistons back here, and a crank, and the rods. We can just throw it all in there because nobody. This isn't Dodge country, so this is Chevy country, and I've had this stuff for years." He goes, "You help me do it." He goes, "Well, I'll put all this. We'll build your motor, and I won't charge you nothing." I said, "Well, I'll buy beer." He goes, "That's even better."
Hell yeah.
He gave me all that shit, and you ended up making I think he called it a 348 stroker out of that 318. That damn.
Oh, where they take the.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've heard of that. They used to do that to the Dusters. They had a 340 and a Duster.
Yep.
He put them flat top cast iron pistons in there, and then that cam, he ended up throwing beehive valve springs in it just to handle the extra loads.
You know, that's weird. See, now you're talking about stuff that people don't even normally know about, Chuck. I've got those hardened heads on my 318. It's called a commercial package, where it's all cast iron stuff.
Yeah. That's what these heads were. He goes, "These heads are the best part of your motor." I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "These are high flow heads. These are something they put in one of their what they call them. It's 4 letters they put on stuff like special order motors, motor parts you can get.
Yep.
ROPO, I think it is, something like that." Anyway, he goes, "These are the heads off of one of them motors," and he goes, "Them heads are awesome." And we went through the rest of it. He come out with a 4-barrel intake because it only had a 2. It was a Cornet grocery getter 4-door, but it was immaculate.
They made a Army issued Duster for the Army back in the day in the 70s. I think it was 73 and 74 they did those. I almost bought
They
one
had
of them.
like the fan switch and heat, nothing else in the dash, no radio, no air conditioning, no.
Right. Exactly. That's what my truck is. It's called a radio delete. There's no power steering, no air conditioning, no power windows. It's the most basic you can get. If you want something, you got to add it.
Yep.
I actually don't like the power steering, man. I like the manuals on these.
Yeah, and I like manual steering too, unless it's the manual you get when the power steering pump goes out. That sucks. But a regular,
That's twice it. Yeah. Yeah, that makes it 10 times harder than it ever should have been.
yeah, because all that manual assist or that power assist, once that power's gone, and it's like Armstrong steering. Then Dad used to call it.
Yep.
Once you get the vehicle moving, man, it's not hard to turn the tires. I mean, I've never had a problem with manual steering.
You know, actual manual's good. You know, the manual in a manual steering gearbox and a power steering gearbox are different.
Yep.
That power assist makes a big difference. If you take the power steering pump off of a power steering gearbox, your steering manual is about 10 times harder.
Yep.
I'd be yanking that sucker and trading it off to somebody.
Yep.
Yeah, my 63 C10 I had that 383 in it, and that 4-speed rock crusher. That was manual steering, manual brakes.
Yep.
Well, with these army trucks, Chuck, everybody wants to add power steering to them. So they rip a power steering out of a 70 Dodge and install it. Which, when I had to replace my manual, I bought a brand new government contract manual steering box for $20, man. It made those cheaper than dirt back in the day when I should have bought a couple. I should have bought a spare back when I had the chance.
Right. Yeah, they don't make that shit anymore.
Yeah, those are
Well,
some-
okay, they don't make it no more, but I'll tell you what, Shane, you get the right army truck and you can get government contract parts. All of them. The government stocked up on parts like you wouldn't believe. And now that they
Oh.
don't use the trucks, those will all hit the market.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of parts out there.
Well, especially for, like I said, I've said it before, I got this truck specifically because it was easy to get parts, you know.
Yep.
It's the same dang front windshield on any Dodge from, I think it's 71 to 93. That's a long part run, man. And it's a lot more than just the windshield, but it is the
Right.
same windshield.
Willie D, you missed the old 3 on the tree. Yep. Those were always fun to drive.
Nowadays, somebody jump in that car or that truck and go, what am I doing?
Yep.
A buddy of mine, I had a back in the 80s, when we were growing up, I had a Maverick that was a 4-door, had that little inline 200, I think, in it, 6-cylinder.
Uh-huh.
And
Well, I remember
he
those
liked
push
that
button
Maverick
dash.
the way it drove, and he found somebody selling one that was a special order. Nope, like another one of these. It had heat, fan, and radio part had plates blocking it out, crank windows, but it had a 302 Boss and a 30 and 3-speed on the column.
Mm-hmm.
You know what a fast bugger that little 2-door Maverick he had.
I remember those too. They were fast. It was quick.
Well, there wasn't nothing to them. They had a hell of a lot of motor in them.
Between the motor and the heads, when you open the hood up, you couldn't slide your hand between nowhere around it.
Right. Echo was lost. Hello.
I'm not even like one of those Ford or Chevy haters. You know, I like all the old stuff. I like all old trucks, Internationals, Fords, all of them. It's just the new stuff. I don't like any of the new cars or trucks. I really don't.
I don't
It just
either.
Uh,
got overcomplicated.
Mm-hmm.
I've come to the decision, Shane. Like you remember me and you were talking about our trucks are a couple years apart.
Yeah.
A few years apart. I'm thinking about cleaning that one up, selling it, buying me like what I'm thinking about, and fixing it up. So don't have to have it right now because I could if I wanted to when we go anywhere, going Vicky's Toyota. But
Right.
it give me something to do, and it also give me something to like. Okay, something happens, I can still start my stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and you did that all your life. So when's the last time you had something to tinker with?
It's been a while, and I've been needing it. I don't care if I go out there and tighten one bolt up or change one spark plug. At least I got the option then.
Exactly.
Plus, my 16-year-old wants to get something. He wants to learn how to work on cars.
Yep. Yep. Them oldies are some good ones. Get the right ones, and they're keepers. That's for sure.
I remember I had a 71 Ranch wagon Ford station wagon. It had a 390 in it. That was on my party buggy. I was 16 years old, 15 years old when I got that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember how the hell I got it. I remember
I had a boat.
at any given time you go around a curve a little too fast, it sounded like you were carrying the bride with you. Sound like they had beer cans bouncing off the road. What it was, they were all sliding around in the back part of the
Mhm.
wagon in the bed part of it.
Yep.
Chuck, I used to love the howl of the warbird. You know how expensive that would be these days?
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yeah, Carol Lee Robb went out riding. Louise is worried about it.
Yeah, who cared if you only got 6 miles to a gallon? You got there
Hey,
in
Sage. What's going on, Sage? Been a long time, bud.
Sage, are all them ships still sitting out there just waiting? What's going on with that?
You know, I hadn't seen anything. Someone said they moved off the port of L.A. I don't know if that's true or not, but Sage could come up and tell us if he wants. I can drop the link.
Ain't nobody I know knows that gig better.
Yeah. Well, I'll drop the link for Sage and see if he wants to pop up and explain it to us.
I ain't heard nothing about them ships in a while.
I haven't either. It kind of just got swept under the rug, like everything else does.
Yeah, more distractions. Like squirrel, okay, everybody watches over here and then drifts back to whatever nonsense.
Oh, he's saying East Coast. They're on the East Coast now?
Come on up, visit with us a minute. Let's see. Let's talk about it. Give us an update. He keeps up with that more than I do. I guarantee it.
He's a logistics guy.
He's on the
He
phone.
can't.
He
He's
said.
on the phone.
Hang the damn thing up.
So did they
Well-
move all the ones from the Pacific over to the Atlantic, or did the ones in the Pacific go somewhere else, or what's going on? I don't get it.
I knew they was going to start moving some of them down around through the Panama Canal and bringing them right back up into the Florida and the Gulf area, the West Coast or the East Coast there. But I didn't know if they ever started that or not.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that.
So DeSantis says, no, we got more than enough people to unload them things. Get them on out here. Same way with Georgia and South Carolina. They said the same thing. No, we got plenty of room. Get them over here. Let's get them unloaded. And Louisiana and down into Texas, the Gulf of Mexico in that area, I guess they was all saying the same thing too. We got plenty of room. Let's get them up here. Let's go. Because they can run them right up the Mississippi, and offshoot them from there.
I remember way back, like during the Gulf War, there were only so many places on Earth that could unload them ships. I imagine they have more of those cranes than they used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was watching that stuff the other night with the hurricane, and when the guy was in a flooded area, kind of can't remember what they called that, but when the water's rotating underground, spinning, you know how it spins when it's draining fast?
Yeah.
Vortex.
Vortex. Well, he got sucked into it. Luckily, he was wearing one of those vests that has a drowning life preserver thing where it pops and it makes you float.
Right.
Wow.
Saved his ass.
Yeah, he'd have popped out of some drain pipe 2 days later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in the best of health either.
Popped out in the middle of the ocean, because I think a lot of that pump water out in the ocean. That's another bad thing with Florida, with power being out. You wouldn't believe how much of that stuff around there is sump pump to keep it low parts below sea level or above sea level.
I went on to YouTube and went to and did a search for Florida, and then was refreshing YouTube every few minutes. And I seen plenty of damage. I saw where the surges came in at over 8 foot deep. They were covering streets, cars, houses floating away. It looked like entire suburban areas were engulfed by the ocean. I even saw where there were reports of sharks in the city. So, I mean, it was bad. The weird part to me was early this morning they said that the death toll was going to be in the hundreds, but nobody could back that claim up. So they're making an announcement without any type of information, and that's trouble.
Yep. Well, as large an area they get, if they can keep it down in the hundreds, that's pretty good warning. That's pretty good response time, because you're going to have a few that just will not leave. And some of them will.
It would have been me, Shane. I probably would have been one of them guys. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So, some of the ones left to live for another day. So they'll come back and, rebuild what they got.
Now, if you're going to live down there, I think you need to build triangular, reinforced concrete structures.
Yeah, I wouldn't hurt it.
I don't get why man keeps building on deltas. If you look through history, like, Alexandria and Herculaneum and over in India, anybody who ever built on a delta, a river delta, all those cities get wasted eventually. You think we learned. I mean, I know it's easy to get to food now. Maybe you ought to save some of those beaches just for recreation so everybody can leave when the storm comes.
Yeah. Bingo. Yep. I don't know. Everybody wants to live on the beach. Well, it comes with consequences. Anyway.
Hey, Freddie said just holler where they're at.
They did. Did you just say something to me, Shane?
No.
Glad your kinfolk are all safe, though, Chuck.
Oh, yeah.
I was reading, you were talking, and Shane was talking, and I lost. I'm like,
I said Debbie, and they just holler.
Vicky's sister's in the middle of Florida, and they didn't lose power. They just pushed in the direction of
Right up above it.
Really?
Wasn't a lot of Florida swampland at one time? Is this one of those deals where they went in and filled it in?
Yeah, kind of like the Everglades, but more dirt. And then they got a lot of low areas of everything being pumped away. Like I was talking about the sumps, and they lose power too long. A lot of the inner parts, there'll be a lot of islands and a lot of lakes.
Yep.
The thumb of Michigan was like that. In the 1800s, man came in and dug a bunch of ditches and drained all the thumb of Michigan out, where it used to be wild rice. That's what fed the Indians. A large amount of Indians lived off of the thumb area of Michigan because of the rice production. Now it's all farmland because they drained all the water away. I can imagine a storm taking it back.
Oh, yeah.
New Orleans is like a bowl. There's a lot of places in New Orleans. You can walk along the levees and dikes over there, and it'll be the water will be 2 foot higher than the road behind you on the backside of the dike.
Yep.
Oh, I've seen that. That's some weird stuff.
Now you're below
We're
water
actually
level.
standing below the water line thinking, that ain't enough dirt.
Yep. This little piece of concrete ain't gonna hold crap.
That's why with a little help of those boom, 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 when that happened, a lot of them people heard that. The next thing you know, they were in houseboats. But that didn't happen from the flood water doing it. That was help.
Well, that's another thing I saw piles of this morning, but hundreds of boats just
Yep.
crumbled and upended and half sunk.
Yep. Cars were the same way.
Well, yeah, I saw a big building floating off in the ocean.
Hey, Louise.
He was
I haven't seen him on
earlier.
YouTube. Louise, I have not seen him on YouTube anywhere.
I did.
Okay, because I
Early.
talked earlier on the phone a couple times, but that was about it.
He was on. Wasn't it remotes, Chuck? That he was on?
Yeah.
That was last night, wasn't it?
No, it was today. And then I saw him somewhere else besides remotes. I think I saw him over. No, I don't think it was Robert. I seen him at least once today, Louise.
Huh.
Well, Louise, he didn't tell you, but he's made some comments that he was going to go take care of some business, and we were all to keep you entertained.
Like I said, I don't know. He didn't tell me nothing. He said he needed to think for a couple days. That's for sure. But he had said something about maybe getting some organs or something in. I don't know.
Howdy, girl.
Carol Cummins, hello. Louise, you're more than welcome to hang out here until he gets back. If it makes you feel better. You want to come up on panel, girl?
Something he said made me think he wasn't coming right back.
Louise, if you want to come up on panel, you just let me know and I'll drop you a link, girl.
I mean, I don't want to tell her that he's coming back and he didn't plan on it, and then she's worried because he didn't come back. I think he's going to be out there a minute. He could always change his mind, though.
Mm-hmm.
But you're welcome.
No, he's a little pissy with that whole situation right now. Uh-oh, lost Chuck.
Yeah, it went awful quiet, didn't it?
Yeah, he must have hit the back button like you do.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
There he's back.
I fumbled some keys, and I don't know what I did, but I shut that down, didn't I? I found the Carl button.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to quit pushing that back button like Carl does.
Well, I push that back button all day long, and then I just get used to it. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Red said, "Hello, Vicky. Let your daughter's okay. Hope your daughter's okay."
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I got it. Yeah,
She said, thank you. I guess she's talking to Jay. Yeah, there you are.
Oh, yeah, I got out.
I don't know what it is, but you sound like you got the ocean behind you, Chuck.
That's a fan in the window. Yeah, that damn fan, it's barely a whisper, and it picks up, and then people say they can't hear me, though we can hear it. It's kind of crazy. Here, I'll just knock some stuff down. Is that better?
That oath says to defend from both foreign and domestic.
Damn it.
I give him shit over that about the world don't care part.
What?
I said I'd give him shit about the world don't care part of that. We're led to believe that.
I'll tell you, me and Rob's had some talks. I love him to death, but he is his own person. He's going to do what the hell he wants, and there's nothing that's going to change his mind. So,
And boy, do I respect that, because I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't.
no, absolutely. I'm the same way. I just, I don't try to tell him what to do. If he asks me my opinion, I give him my opinion, and we discuss it, and then he tells me how he feels about it, and then we go on. I don't get upset. He don't get upset. And that's what I like about him. That's why we get along good. We bounce each other off, shit off each other, and we decide we like it. Fine. If we don't, we don't. That's just all there is to it. That's how it should be with anybody discussions with.
All my life, you tell me not to touch that woodstone, I'm going to get burned. All right. It's just, nobody's ever been able to really tell me what to do. I guarantee he's got the same mentality. I know it. I've listened to Rob long enough to know. He's a mule-headed man, just like some of the rest of us.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Rob, that
No,
My brother.
I was joking. I'm like, I don't know nothing about being hard-headed.
yeah, I'm sure you're like that too.
I always thought I was pretty fair and relaxed and didn't get real excited, but my older brother seems to think I'm one of the hardest-headed men he's ever met.
Only if I think something stupid.
I don't think
yeah.
it's a choice. I really don't think there's much of a choice there.
No.
That's true, discernment. You can take care of yourself.
Well, here's the deal. I don't care how many ropes you know and how much has gone on and how many times you've been through it 1,000,000 times.
Well, that's true with anything. I mean,
Yep.
the fact that he's leaking is proof of that.
Yep. He's like
But-
the rest.
I've been thrown from a horse and got right back on it
Oh, yeah.
over and over.
Yep. It's a long way down there until you hit the ground, then it ain't so far to the ground anymore. Get up, dust off, and give it a whirl again. I was real bad. Go ahead.
Every time I think about that, Shane, I go back like 40 years to being thrown from an ornery son of a bitch and landing with boulders right in front of my face, knowing that a couple more inches, I'd have probably been toast,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, funny how y'all just said that, Shane. I was like, I used to think Jack Daniels gave me wings because I've been so tore up I fell down and couldn't find the ground.
Yeah.
That whiskey talk again. I have yet to get me a bottle or two of whiskey.
I gotten older. I still like Jack, but I ain't had it in forever. But I prefer Maker's Mark now.
Oh, shoot, they got even flavors now, Chuck.
Yeah, I've tried some of that flavored stuff, and to me, I was like, I don't want no daiquiri whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah. Who keeps mixing these damn fruit punches in my whiskey?
Yeah,
I think it's going to be dangerous because they got this stuff called Jim Beam Red Stag, and I had a couple shots of that not long ago, and man, it was like Kool-Aid, man. That stuff. That'll be what I buy when I go buy a couple bottles of whiskey. We're going to find out how much trouble it really is.
Yeah, you'll wake up in the morning with the shits.
I might, but I probably end up on your panel while I'm drinking it.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't give a crap. I don't.
some of that odd stuff too. You ever had Jägermeister? I love that stuff. Just put it in the freezer.
No.
You know, I've had it, but I don't like black licorice.
I thought I didn't, but I like that black licorice.
Well, I tried it once or twice, so I read the back of the bottle and found out what it was fermented with, and I will not drink that crap.
Oh,
Hey,
tell me what it's fermented with. Is it bat shit or something?
It used to have opium in it.
Deer piss.
Is it really? Reindeer
Yes.
piss?
Deer piss. Read it. It's on every bottle.
I believe it. But I'd rather drink reindeer piss than antifreeze, you know,
Well,
and that fireball stuff. Now, when that came out, people loved it. And then people were saying it had antifreeze in it. And then the company was like, no, it don't have antifreeze in it. And then they're like, later on, well, it has a little bit of antifreeze in it. So it's like, no, I'm not drinking.
Yep. There's a difference between antifreeze and glycol. It didn't have antifreeze.
Yeah.
It has glycol in it. Yeah, you know what the big difference is? Nothing.
What it is, it isn't put in that way as antifreeze, but a couple of chemical compounds turn it into it.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that doesn't sound good at all. I mean,
What is it? Polyethylene glycol is what antifreeze is. I think that's it.
Probably so.
well, that's boy, I just hope he gets out of there just as easy as he gets in, Louise.
Yeah, if you see any old yellow label, damn, we were just talking about it. The black licorice flavored stuff. Damn it.
Jägermeister.
Jägermeister. See, yellow label Jägermeister, that stuff still got opium. It was made with opium in it.
Yeah,
What's
Louise.
the other stuff that's got gold in it?
Goldschlager.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wasn't impressed with that either.
Can't watch that on the stairwell, hon.
Ouzo. Whoa, wow. I haven't even heard that word in a while.
There
Ouzo.
you go, Louise.
Jeffrey Dahmer is a king. He's the original werewolf prepper.
Well, you know, they just came out with a movie about him or something I saw.
Oh, Dahmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what he told Lorena Bobbitt when she seen her throw it out the window? You gonna eat that?
Here in Michigan, they don't mess around. You see that story?
What the fudge? What do you want to know?
What is it?
Did you see that, Chuck? What some guy here in Michigan did to his gay lover? Oh, he killed him and then he ate his balls.
Wow.
No,
That was just a couple days ago in the news.
that's jacked up.
Out there. I guess he'd get a crazy plea out of that.
Oh, on the other hand, there's another thing happened here in Michigan. Somebody got arrested for messing with the machine. That was in the news today. That's big news, if you ask me.
Do what now?
Somebody here in Michigan got arrested for messing with the machine.
Good. Louise, I did drop you the link, girl. Did you find it?
QC lady said she saw that one.
discernment just sounds like a pissed off Batman. Diabolical bastards, they hold no bounds.
Yep. Louise, how you doing this evening? I know it's a dumb question.
Well, I'm just doing what I'm doing, double checking and seeing if I've got all my I's dotted and T's crossed, and
Yeah.
guns are gone. So that's what that is.
What time did he head out? Did he say?
He was gone before I got home because he knows I would have sat on him.
Talked him out of it, huh?
Well, too close to the surgery for me, but I can't take the Marine out of a Marine, and that's the way that is.
Is he alone, Louise?
I don't think so because of the number of horses that are gone. So,
All right. I feel better about that.
yeah.
That's what I tell a lot of them, Louise. You can't take the A out of asshole. So
Well,
Well, I'll tell you, he's justice in a package. That's what he is. He's a good man. He's a good man. He's a moral man. He always is. I mean, I've never seen anyone with as much restraint and also as much reaction to his guidance in a bad situation. He's just a level-headed man. He's extremely level-headed. So.
Q City lady, it's nice to meet you. I'm between Flint and Detroit. Used to be in Grand Traverse County for a long time.
yeah, there ain't no sense in you sitting there by yourself, Louise, just sitting and stewing. You might as well be up here visiting a little bit and having a conversation, kind of keeping your mind going until he gets home.
Well, there's times when he'll send one guy back and expect a whole shitload of food. And it's
I
like,
bet.
okay, where is it? Where is it? Make some
I'll
hardtack, do this, do that. You got enough
Right.
turkey in the house.
I'd make
No,
it
it
easy
keeps-
on yourself and buy a couple cases of MREs.
There you go.
There you go.
Just go up with one of the Connex boxes and grab a handful and send them.
D-Dog MRE, SpaghettiOs and Pop-Tarts.
Yeah.
Purple crayons.
Smoked oysters. It's one of his favorites out there.
Oh hell yeah, I'll eat them out. If they handed them out and loaded the buggy free, I'd have them here. I'd eat some of them every damn day. I love them things.
Smoke
Yeah.
oyster, townhouse crackers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me a little bottle of Tabasco to put on them.
Hey there, Silverby. It's good to see you. So I don't know, I sit there and I think last night that I felt like we didn't talk about it enough because Halloween is just right around the corner and we just got to eat a vegan MRE, Stephen Pence. But we've got to get Halloween under control, and I told someone today, I said, if you pour out the bag on the table and it has pills down at the bottom of it because someone put it behind the candy bar, just throw the whole damn thing away. Get a piece
Yeah.
of
It's all
cardboard,
tainted.
rip it off the table and put it in the garbage.
It's all tainted.
Yeah,
It rolls around in that bag with the rest of it. Yep, every bit of it's tainted.
that's right. And so I just, we've got to watch over our kids. I grew up with the Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, Kalispell, and Colville Indians, and their love for their children, and they were so balanced in how they worked together. They actually, all four tribes came together. Now I'm in the Southwest, and nobody gets along with anybody. It's all their tribe and no other tribe. And
Right.
Good to see you, Brother John.
together is
Hey, John.
important, but the thing with the daggone lives of children involved, there's nothing that makes our household more angry than children getting hurt. Their innocence, and we borrow this earth from our generations down the road.
Yep.
And we need to give them totally the respect that it's going to be theirs down the road.
Right.
Be responsible with it. We'll teach you how to do it.
Right.
If
So-
they,
Q City lady,
If they'd only let us teach them how to drive a standard and write cursive and read a clock, but they don't want to hear that.
Yep.
Well, that you could teach them that cursive is like code. Nobody knows what it is, so they may as well use it as a private thing and just kind of, approach it from a different direction, make it fun,
They'll make it like they're spies.
They say you could cripple an entire generation by going back to stick shifters and cursive.
Yep.
And rotary phone.
I can't remember which politician said we are only one generation away from losing our democracy.
Reagan.
And at that
Yeah, it
point,
was Reagan.
we need to look at the fact of educating the children in the same way. Don't look at that candy like it's the treat of the world, because we want to buy you whatever candy you want down the road.
Our best bet, I think, would do anybody that's got kids out there, go buy your kids a bag of candy and just let them go show off their costume.
Yeah.
Well, this ain't a democratic
I
nation.
want to ask somebody in chat something real quick before they disappear. Q City lady, I used to go up to Bay City to go to a place called Mills End, and it was a big textiles supply warehouse, basically. And I used to go up there to get military Velcro and all the stuff I used to buy there. Is that company still there?
Maple syrup on bacon, eggs, and hash browns. That sounds good.
Oh man, now we're starting with the food comms. I'm not even prepared for that. I gotta
I
eat
love
some.
maple syrup on my bacon. On my bacon, maybe a biscuit and bacon, but I don't know about the hash brown.
I promise we will not fall into it. I promise. But
Hash
I
brown
really
with pecani sauce. Yeah.
I think
I'm sorry.
sometimes. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I'm sorry for cutting over you.
That's okay.
Oh,
I
that's
we
a
do
bummer.
have to start looking for the education of kids and everybody.
That right there, I just put in privates for y'all to watch when or not to put up here. I don't know if anything bad, but it might be. I watched most of it.
Man, that's the story of so many places, Q City.
Nobody out there believed me that you could play a video on nothing. I'm living proof of that. But I did push the envelope with a few of them, didn't I, think?
Yeah,
Oh,
look
yeah.
at what it got you.
Oh,
I might have got away with one of them on this show, one of them the next, but I put like 3 of them out there that I knew better. And I'm hoping they don't end up getting me a strike on each one.
I got me unstuck.
That's an interesting handle. Digging up the Carolinas.
Yep.
Must be a metal detectorist, maybe, or an archaeologist. Either way, that's fascinating.
Oh yeah.
8,000 yard. If you hear anything out of Rob Louise, tell him I'm thinking about him.
Oh yeah. Seen a shadow on her wall, like he might have come home. That or Bear was standing on his back legs walking around.
It was one of the guys just came in. I'm going to be right back. Okay.
They
Okay.
want food.
Hey. I knew I'd seen a shadow on the wall. It looked pretty big.
Digging up the Carolinas, I've been watching a guy called the Aqua Chigger for years and years. I'm like hooked on his stuff.
Yeah, I was watching one of them guys, Carl, the other day that do that. And it was a couple years old now. I want to say the beginning of the Koofy when it come out. He went out and invested and got him a really good one. He spent like $5 or $6 grand for it. He goes, I doubt if I'll ever pay for this. He goes, you got the best I could get. He wasn't out there 30 minutes hunting around the first day with it. And he found some stuff. What it was, he said he estimated between the gold and the silver he found and all that. It was in some old backyard, like a plantation like house. He found a little thing buried with, it had a bunch of coins and rings and some of that
You
stuff.
ever heard about the goat doctor?
The what?
The goat doctor. You ever heard of him? from the 1800s.
familiar.
This guy, back in the 1800s, he lived out in the middle of nowhere, I think in Arizona in the desert. And people from states all around would bring their prized pets and animals to this guy, and he would charge them a silver dollar. And he never spent them. In fact, somebody was digging around a stump and found a cache of like 100,000 silver dollars. And then they found another cache of them by another stump. This guy was burying his silver dollars, and they found him.
Oh,
And my grandma said they used to lard tubs, coffee cans, and anything that had a lid they could reclose when they was growing up. The kids would hide stuff like that. The parents would.
yep.
They didn't believe in banks. They didn't trust bankers. And then she's like, I don't see how you young people now trust in banks. You know they're crooked as a car salesman.
Oh yeah. Bingo.
They find a lot of bullets, a lot of Civil War bullets down there. They that's one of their main hunts. But then they got the buckles off the ammo boxes and the belts to say U.S. or whatever on them. They're worth a lot of money and sought after. I can't believe how many I've actually seen found too, and coins spilled. Hey, Black Watch, I was wondering where you've been hiding.
No, Black Watch was only one to go, but he was worth 200,000 coins.
Yeah.
Whoa, digging up the Carolinas. You got a channel? I'll check that out.
Uh-huh.
That is big coin work. But if you go to pull money out of an ATM, what's it? Yeah, regular
You
cash.
gotta get on them one of the things. I don't understand why.
Some guy want big
Yeah, Black Watch. He treated that many critters,
big-
a lot of them in his
Scamming,
lifetime.
a lot of people scamming them. So
He
don't
was
trust.
famous.
One of Vicky's friends is trying. Somebody's
I am
trying to buy
back.
something from her and want to send her Bitcoin. I'm like, don't trust.
He's wanting her to send him Bitcoin.
No, don't trust that.
Louise, what's going on there?
You know where Rob is?
No, I don't know where Rob is.
We've been out there looking for him, and just, what the fuck's going on? We're just double checking. Like, where did he go?
I'm gonna mute again.
Oh boy. See, now he might be alone.
Look at this. I didn't even realize he did this.
Digging up the Carolinas. I'm definitely going to sub to that. He's out there alone. The guys can't find him. We heard that much.
Well, that guy can't anyway. She's gonna have to get him a tracking collar or something he wears that he don't know what he's wearing. It's like in his hat or
He
something.
does have his phone. She can track
You
him.
probably should get one that can sting them too. You know, one of them shock collars might help.
Yeah, one of them, what do they call them? Chastity belts with a shock collar on it.
What the heck about
Trying to
these?
put it
My wife's calling me. Hit the button.
They're crazy, ain't they, Louise?
Yeah, you're right. It probably wouldn't do any good.
Man,
Just
put
make
one
them
of
ornery.
Oh,
those bugs in his helmet or in his hat and seen him on his way. He'll never know.
oh. Well, I got people looking for him.
Okay.
We'll see if they dig stuff up. So
Isn't there a way she can sneak a tracker on his phone?
do you know any military man, no matter whether they're from the Army or the Navy or anything, that want a tracking device on them? No,
Not a one.
no.
Well,
Gotcha.
let me ask you this. This guy, what time did this guy go out start looking? Because you've been home a while and you said all the horses were gone. So apparently they've been out for a while.
Yeah, and I don't know who's with him and who's not with him. I'm in the dark.
He
See,
headed
and that-
out about 6:30 on remote, so I tell you how long it's been.
All
Well,
righty.
that's only an hour.
Is that East Coast, Chuck?
Huh?
Is that East Coast?
There's about an hour and 10 minutes ago, probably hour and 20 minutes ago.
So I just barely missed him then. Daggone it.
Black Watch, I'll see if I can find that story so I can share it with you the next time I see you. And I'll look up digging up the Carolinas too, but I can't do nothing until I get off the panel to do all that.
Right.
I know you can. You can hide his boots and cut the ass out of all his pants. I guess that wouldn't matter if you ain't got all the ass in your pants, so if you're sitting on the saddle, would it?
I don't think he'd care.
I heard a little more.
Ziggy'd stop me by just telling me she's gonna break my plate.
Yeah.
Discernment, you know, some of us have known about that stuff for a very long time, and nobody would listen, and nobody cared. And there's definitely somebody in a high position that keeps that border open for some reason for the last 20 some odd years.
Yep.
I've said this before. I told Rob too. I know a border guard down there. He's been down there for well over 20 years. He told me 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, he says, Carl, I don't understand it. We catch them and then they tell us to let them go.
Mm-hmm.
Black lady told me in the store 10 years ago that it's something coming, and she called it the great WHITE out. She goes, we're rubbing
I've
y'all out.
heard of that.
We're breeding you out of existence.
That's what I heard too. I've heard that a long time ago.
It just makes them to where they can darn well do what they want. I mean, they're going to be no better than the slave owners back in the 1800s.
Nope.
So, you know, I mean, they're justifying being the same, yet they were hurt by that action, and I just don't understand that. I don't understand it. But right now, this border has bigger implications than
Well, this has a lot to do with it because they're all about even Asian people they're okay with. Anybody that's non-pale. I don't understand it, especially.
I can tell you one thing. I quit drinking Coca-Cola.
Yep, Pepsi too.
there's a time when you gotta just say no. Hi, Bear. Hi, Big Guy.
One of them was out of color, and the other one was out of which side you voted on. And both of them, if you didn't, if you ain't for this, then don't buy our product. And we're like, okay,
Yeah.
I don't care if which side I'd have been on. Somebody give me that stipulation. That's like, I don't need your product.
Nope.
You keep RC on the counter, on the shelves.
RC's like, we love everybody. We love our customers. That's something that got lost too, which I never understood. The customer was always right. He used to be. No more it isn't.
No more.
Well, the customer's always right till they piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there they are. Is that what you're hunting? Here, Mama.
Howdy, our life.
Give them right there. I figured you can give them to him in front of you. You always give him some.
Hey, buddy.
Probably why he's looking at you and wanting to sit at me and stare at you.
All right, Karen. What are you reporting us as? Awesome.
Here, baby.
Reporting what for what, Karen?
Who knows? I don't care.
I'm going to use my free speech to report somebody because they're using free speech. Sooner or later, you take away one person's version, you'll lose your version too.
Benji.
I think it was all a joke, but yeah.
Aren't you a little too old to be smuggling booze out of your parents' bedroom bin?
I'm thinking he's got to be thinking like 40, 50 years ago.
Flashbacks.
That's elderly abuse if you're stealing from your parents when you're in your 50s or 60s.
That ain't no doubt.
shit. You know, I stole beer from my mom once when I was young, and boy, did I pay for it in an unfortunate way. She would collect beer for beer bread, and I would drink the beer and put water back in the bottle, and then she made me beer bread once, and it was the nastiest stuff.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have drank all the damn beer.
Yeah, like I said, that was my own fault.
Yep.
Yeah, my dad messed with me one time. I got into his booze. He was just picking, I thought. But anyway, he's like, well, since me and your mom can't have a highball tonight, I guess we're just going to have sex and make a lot of noise. And I left.
Alrighty then.
No, Dad. And I left.
That's children's abuse.
I was like,
Scar kid.
I was old enough to drive, so I had to be at least 15. I can't remember. Shane, back then, was it 14 or 15? You remember, Carl, that you can get
15, you could drive if you had your permit.
My dad was handicapped, so I got that special license. I can't remember if I got it at 14 or 15.
You can get it at 14, hardship license. 14.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 15 in Michigan, so you guys might have had it different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Louisiana always
Yeah, the
does.
South had it younger than the North.
I know you're not talking to me.
I mean, I remember back in the day where people would make trips just to get Coors beer back to Michigan.
Yep.
Wow, there you go, Marty. You go with them worms.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Thank you for sharing. So, Leonard, holy shit, my asshole's itching so bad, I think I have worms.
Yeah.
I think you might want to see a doctor about that.
Yeah.
You might be allergic to peanut butter.
I don't think I'd force feed it from that end.
You got to cook your food better than that.
Oh.
Do you enjoy sliding around on the carpet on your butt? If you do, you might have them.
I'm still waiting to hear what's going on with Rob. Louise, what's going on there?
That could be a while. That could be a while. It was just a couple hours ago I saw a message about leaving.
It's not me, fat man. It was somebody like a comment or two above you right there.
Get up here.
Klingon, sir.
My butt itches. I just rub some hot sauce on it. It'll stop it from itching.
You gotta go from itching to burning. You're a hunk of burning love then, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
Set fire
I
to the
think your
ground.
voice would get higher. I think your voice would get higher in that case, Chuck.
Yeah,
Very
set
well.
set the chocolate starfish on fire. Huh?
Yep.
Here, let me talk to you a minute. I'm gonna go on. I got a phone call.
All right. Well, maybe Louise will be back on here in a minute and let us know something.
I don't know.
Yep.
All I can say is my thoughts are with him, and I understand how he feels. So, I mean, Whatever he does, I hope he does it well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
back.
Okay. And
The Cowboys are starting to drift in, and they can't find him anywhere. So he's out doing what he's gonna do. He's a good man.
How many horses does he have? Did he take a spare horse?
Um, he has one backup, but that he'll just trade him out as he goes.
No.
What I mean, that gives you an idea of the distance. Is all.
well,
Yeah.
it depends on whether he went to that young man that was died. If they went to his property, I don't know how big that property is. He never said.
I have no clue. I have no clue. The guys are gonna scatter again, and I'm gonna probably cruise and just see if any other channels have because he uses the online for talking to me. So I'm gonna go
He'd
ahead.
be here if he was anywhere, Louise.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
border is a freaking mess, and now we're really seeing it. It's activating. Um, so anyway, I'm gonna see if I can find him. I got a dog over here starting to chew his damn bed up, so I gotta deal with him. So I'll be back in. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
I
Keep us
want to do
informed,
some
please.
checking and some phone calls and see what's up. Alrighty.
All right.
Hey, Louise, you know Shane's likely to stay up until on here until we know now, right?
Well,
Yep.
yeah,
Pretty much so.
I think so. Okay. Alrighty. Well, say a prayer for us.
Oh, you know
Yep.
I will.
Yep. I know the couple of times. I mean, he just takes off. He's gone for a week or 2 weeks. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how this goes.
Hey,
Okay.
he's got to take meds for what he went through, right?
I think that he'd probably just forget him about this point. I mean, he's gotten through 3 weeks of healing, or right around there, and so hopefully he's wise in his decisions.
Yep.
God watches over him. So anyway, I will be back. Okay.
All right, girl.
All
Well, I'll
right.
be waiting up. I'll leave the light on.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh,
I think if he was out and about, he'd probably be here first.
yeah. Because I'm about the only one on tonight. It's either going to be me or Bonnie coming on here in about 5 minutes. So
Yeah,
if
he
you
might
can't,
go to Bonnie.
yep. So that might be what she's going to go look at. See if he went through Bonnie's. Because there's some things Rob don't like talking to me about. 'Cause he knows it. Not that I'll get on to him because he's a grown ass man. He knows it. He just knows my opinions on some of the stuff. So, he don't like upsetting me, and I don't like upsetting him. So we're just friends. And that's just all there is to it. But he may go through Bonnie because I know Louise and Bonnie are good friends too. So he may be going through there to keep Louise calm. So I might turn on Bonnie's on my other channel and just kind of watch and see if I see his name pop up in there.
Well, he can't whine about us tattling on him because I saw him make a comment about cluing Louise in, and
He'll get all right. He'll be all right. Yeah, I think I'll switch over to Bonnie's on this other one. Let's see. Well, I got about 5 minutes, and I'll switch over to hers. See if he pops in over there. We'll all sit over there. Yep, B. Hello. Thought you're supposed to be on with over on Rumble right now. Huh. I figured he'd be over on Rumble with Mike.
well, Jeff's one of those guys who's so popular, he's got impersonators too. Might not even be him. What's up, Travis?
Travis. Okay, Travis has got hers pulled up. Oh, it was a pre-record. Okay, Jeff. Okay. He kind of failed to mention that when I caught his little skit earlier.
Yeah, Jeff, I caught you talking day before yesterday. I wholeheartedly agree with your. I think something's going to happen before the midterms. I really have been saying that. I really believe you're right on that.
I was thinking it's going to be around September, but September's here and gone.
Well, if it don't happen right before the midterms or during or right after, how can they go on? You can't ignore what happened and just pretend it and just go on like nothing happened. You just can't do that.
Why not? They did in 2020.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. You can't. It's just not going to fly. Nobody's going to believe in this next. You know what?
Selection.
Yeah, yeah.
October 2nd, huh?
It
Oh,
was kind of refreshing to hear somebody else talking like that, Jeff. Because it seems like a lot of people just forget.
like I said,
I'm just being careful with the terminology there, Shane. I don't
well,
wanna
I
get you
understand.
in
No, I understand that. No, and I appreciate it. I'm not cussing you one bit. I understand. You know, if I say it, it's one thing, it's my show, but someone else says it, and yeah, then they're going to feel guilty, and I don't want no one to feel guilty.
Well, that Karen never told you what she's going to report you for, neither.
I think that was a joke. I don't think she was honest. I think she was just playing. She's been in here several times, and we've never had a lick of trouble out of her, so I think she was just playing. So, Chuck must have had a hell of a phone call. Heroic Prepper. Hey, guys. How are you? Heroic Prepper.
Ray, I think that alone would set people off. I just don't think there's any way to avoid something going down. I wondered, Red.
Oh, okay, Red. Okay. All righty then. That's why I got you, Red.
Do you have her or does she have you?
She kind of keeps me lined out, so.
Yeah, digging up the Carolinas sounds like you know what you're doing. Well, you got yourself a Garrett or something?
That or a White's.
I'll probably watch every one of your videos metal detecting. I get hooked on it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, so I got a White's. And it's an old one. It's in the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s. So I sent it in and had it rebuilt, redone, recoiled. And it works pretty good, except it just goes to the dang batteries pretty quick. I need to get a new one that has the long lives in it.
I didn't even know you could get them refurbished.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Them whites, them Garrett's, you can send them in. They're high dollar, you know, back in the day. Back in the 70s and 80s, this one was $285. So it was pretty expensive, you know, back in them days. Now this same one would cost you about $2,400.
If I get one, I want one that's waterproof because I'd be doing a lot of
Yeah.
riverbed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm looking at now. Pi, hello. Good to see a new name in here.
When I was growing up, I bought a few of those U.S. Army mine detection units, you know, thinking I'd be able to use those for the same thing because I got them cheap, you know, $50 for a brand new one in a case. Come to find
Right.
out, they ran on some like 23-volt weird cardboard batteries. I couldn't find the batteries for those nowhere. Didn't have the know-how how to make them. So I ended up selling those things as collector's items. But I understand from what I've read now is they don't work near as good as a real metal detector.
I'm gonna
Right.
take her to her grandparents.
I'm online. Do you have to yell?
Oh, sorry.
Anyway, sorry guys. Anyway,
I was giving her bottles, and I don't have wipes or. You guys have diapers?
yeah, I got the notification. Right. Thank you though.
Thank you. I'll see you.
About time for another Halls, I guess.
Yeah, you sound a bit congested. What is it? Allergies haunting you?
I got sick last week for a couple days, and yeah, the mucus set in and allergies, and so and it doesn't help. I'm a smoker, you know.
Yeah, I know how that works.
Oh yeah, but once it gets in your lungs, you know you got cough and hat for a month. These old
Tell
cough
St.
drops.
Peter at the Golden Gate, you just hate to make them wait, but you just gotta have another cigarette.
That's right. These old cough drops I found, and I got them through, I don't know, like a Dollar General brand, just a generic brand, lemon and honey, and they tend to work pretty good. First time I
That's
put
what
one of them out, they just knocked it right down. So,
I swear by it, man. I've typed it 100 times in these chats. On an empty stomach, twice a day, an organic lemon or a half, whatever you can handle, with local honey as a tea.
yep.
But in your case, I'd probably have my head with a towel over it over a boiling water pot of water just to steam my sinuses clear on top of it.
Right. Yeah, I've done some of that too.
Q City lady, it was nice meeting you. You have a good night.
All right, Q City.
Know quite a few YouTubers local to Michigan too, by the way.
Oh yeah. What's them old boys up there in Michigan do all that metal detecting? Something mountains or something.
Well,
Green Mountain or
oh, you're talking Vermont, Green Mountain Metal Detecting. That guy's,
Yeah.
I watch him too.
Yeah,
He's
he's
in
pretty
Vermont. Yeah, I've been watching him for a couple of years myself, man. Probably 5 years. No, 3 years maybe I've been watching him. He finds some treasures too, man. He goes to the old homesteads that he sees on maps from the 1800s and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, he found some neat stuff. And he'll find the old cellars and
Yep.
the old rock
I think I've
walls.
seen every one of his videos, Shane.
Yep.
Told you, man. I don't know what it is, but I get some kind of relaxation out of watching metal detectorists.
Oh, I do too. I get aggravated though because I can't go as much as I'd like. But it sure pumps the fire under me.
I know some places, though. If I ever get a hold of a machine long enough, I know where I'm going with it.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dance halls from the 1800s, towns that don't exist anymore. I know a bunch of that around here.
Yeah, there's a couple of them around here that I need to go. One of them, they buried the safe in the ground because they couldn't haul it at the time. And they was in a hurry to get the whole city unloaded because it was getting invaded by the Indians. And it's right down here on the Oklahoma-Texas state line. And so they buried the safe, going to knowingly they was going to come back for it, and never did.
I'm in between Flint, Michigan, and Detroit, digging up the Carolinas. I used to live in North Carolina for a while, my youth. Kernersville, North Carolina, and Greensboro, Mount Airy. I lived a few places in North Carolina.
Yeah, there's another place out here on my little brother and sister's dad's land. There was a little town called SoFi. And it finally got destroyed in the early 1900s. So I want to go do some, plus they keep it plowed. So they plant it. So that's always easy digging there too.
I think I just watched a video a couple weeks ago about a city underwater in Oklahoma near you.
Yep. Atlas, down there at Atlas.
That's it. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, it's right down here by Elk City. It's, I think, 50 miles south of Elk City. Altus, Lake Altus, I guess it's called. Yeah, and it was built in that low spot. Well, then when they decided to make that new Army Corps of Engineer lake, it happened to be in the bottom there. And so when it got real dehydrated up here, there was a lot of people out detecting that area.
That's what I seen. Yep.
Yep. I mean, full shops and everything still down in there. The brick and stuff. You can see everywhere the roads were. For the most part, it's all still intact for the best part of it.
Discernment, I've seen them find that gold laying on the ground. I've seen them find that gold with metal detectors too, right out by the old mines and stuff. They threw it right out of the mine and didn't even know it was there.
Yep. Yeah, Travis, Eufaula had it was more like co-ops. I don't think there was really towns, but yeah, I do believe there was a couple of those in there too, over there at Eufaula.
Wow, somebody from India. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of history here out in Oklahoma that people, if they ever wanted to go look, they could find it. Oh, really? Where did you hear that? Did you see digging in up Carolina?
Yeah.
They're digging another steamboat up out of a cornfield in Oklahoma where the river changed course. That's got to be probably towards the eastern part of the state.
I've seen them where they dig stuff like acres away from where the river used to be. Like an ox bow would change enough to where it's, a quarter mile away from the river where the river used to be.
Well, the rivers used to wind for a mile wide around here. They'd wind back and forth across the land over the years. They just cut back and forth across there like our little river here, Beaver River. They
And
used
all
to
of a
have-
sudden, one day, the river decides it knows a shortcut and cuts
Yep.
that whole ox bow off, the whole
Yep.
curve. And then that fills up, and whatever was lost in that riverbed is now under a field. That's kind of wild to think about that.
Yep, that's how it works. Now that little one here just on the north side of our town, it used to wind 3/4 of a mile across, back and forth. So, you know, I can understand how that would happen. They say some of them rivers moved over 2 miles from where they originally were.
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything, Nim. What do you got? Throw a comment in there. We'll talk about it.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I tell them.
Is it Nim as in the secret of Nim or the Knights of Nim? That's
There
a
you
unique
go.
name. Man, you got some real unique names coming in here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We had it, like I said, when I hit 500, there was a bunch of them come in too. That was neat. Had some good conversations with a few of them. And a few of
Kind
them
of
I had
makes you
to,
like a world traveler, huh?
I guess. But it's neat hearing boots on the ground everywhere. Yeah, I don't mind it a bit. As long as they're respectful, you know, hell, I don't mind who it is.
Nim Shane's in Oklahoma, and I'm in Michigan. Start calling you Wheezy. Can you hear them coyotes in the background?
I don't call myself stupid for keep lighting a damn cigarette. Son. It's always that last drag right before you put it out to get you. Going good all the way to the end.
Maybe you ought to start smoking pot instead.
They told me that. Tried that once. Damn near killed me.
No way, really? I think I'm allergic to it because every time I smoke it, my eyes get red, my head feels all funny, and I get the munchies.
I think that's how it's supposed to make you feel.
At least you caught it.
Well,
No, Travis, I didn't. I let the possum live, all right? But yesterday, one of the ducks almost got murdered. I don't even know if it survived. Blood spraying everywhere. It was feathers and mayhem and one proud dog.
oh,
Kurt. Worked out.
anyway.
Well, Christopher, Rob's been coming into this community for quite a while.
Yep. Yeah.
Right, Victoria? Hey, Tennessee Ridge Runner.
Oh, let me go back and catch that. I wanted to read that again. Rancher down the border in Rob last night. Cattleman deception and heard you lead in, and I want to know what your connection with Rob. My connection with Rob is just we become friends, and we just talk all the time. And when he needs someone to talk to, he calls me. We don't, we don't talk much.
And I would suspect that Christopher has some type of idea because he found you in the first place. How do you know that we were connected with Rob?
Well, because I went on and advertised it for Rob last night because he asked me to.
Oh,
And he had the big screen on my show last night when I did it.
Hey,
Supposedly.
Tiny Duff.
So that's from what I understand anyway. Tiny Duff, hello.
Wolverines.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Christopher, Rob he's a leader everywhere he goes. And yes, he's a great guy. Me and him get along great. I hope you two have a great connection as friends. Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better guy. I mean, so far he's been spot on with me. So I have no issues with him.
Riley, your recommendations are probably pretty awesome. That's why.
Good question.
Deer with his back missing. I'll remember to do that digging up.
What's that?
Digging up Carolina says, type in deer with his back missing. Got my curiosity. I'll be doing that later.
Alrighty then.
Must have got blown clean off and was still living. That's what I'm taking.
Uh-huh. Well, let's see if I can see Bob in the channel over here anywhere. Over on Bonnie's. I don't see her in. I see Louise over there. I don't see Rob popping in there yet. So there's a pretty good chance he'll pop in over there on Bonnie's with his wife being in there.
So, Travis, did it heal back up or is it a fresh wound and still living?
Yeah, I don't see Rob in there anywhere. So he hadn't popped in on Gigi's either, or on Bonnie's either.
Well, you watch that one. I'll watch this chat.
Yeah, I got them both.
There you go. I don't think, I saw his comments. I can't recite him word for word, but I saw his comments that made me think he was going to be gone a while. A huge hole. But is it healed up, Travis, or is it just a fresh hole? Just ain't bled out yet or something? I saw a deer that shouldn't have been living. Guy shot it when we were peeling it back. Found some growths and stuff in that deer that I just cannot get out of my memory. Some of the nastiest crap I ever seen in a deer. And it was still living. Well, we know about him getting stabbed, and we know about Jerry John. We know about a lot of that, Christopher.
Yes, sir.
Well, that sounds like a fresh wound. Yeah, they are. They certainly are. I've seen them live through some car hits, too. I once drove through the essence of a white-tailed deer. The car in front of me hit it at 80 miles an hour, and it just went poof. And then my truck was misted.
Yeah, Louise said that a couple of guys found some spots where he had been stopping them, little rest areas where he made camp for a minute and hung out for a minute.
I guess that shouldn't be that way, but I was a little bit apprehensive about giving this guy information. You know.
I'm just reading what's on Louisa's channel on Bonnie's.
Mm.
Bonnie's is BONNIES. You'll see a white cowboy hat. It'll say "Kick back and stay a while," and her title is Faith, Freedom, and or Faith, Family, and Freedom. It's the easiest way I can tell you to go find it. Just on YouTube. If Red wants to drop the link, that's on her.
I got a few things to look up just from this chat here tonight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and her channels is Bonnie's plural.
Yes.
Jesus, Tennessee. He just
Whatever.
won't leave that alone, will he?
Oh.
Uh, right on, Christopher. I was just a little apprehensive by the way you came in asking question the way you did. You know, like somebody fishing for information and we don't know who you are. Identify yourself. You get a lot of weird stuff on YouTube, so I'm a little gun shy about things, you know.
Oh yeah. Why is Captain Finger bald? Good question. Genetics, I guess.
That's not a bald spot. It's a solar panel for a sexy machine.
Well, you tell it better than I do.
That's what I've been telling people for years. Well, you do now, Christopher.
Yep.
Christopher, some of us have known for a long time what's going on down there. And
Oh
when
yeah.
Rob came into the community, people opened up to him and he opened up to us.
Yep.
Personally, I think Rob's fun to give a hard time to.
Oh, he is. He is. And he takes it well.
I just know he's going to come up. Camo, I got a bone to pick with you. It's something I was going to say tonight is going to get that reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of going on, like I said. Now we're all just hanging out waiting on him to get back before I can shut down. Casey wants
I
to
don't think that's going to happen, man. I don't think we ought to worry about that tonight. Just from the messages I saw earlier, you know, it made it sound like he was going to be gone for a bit. Probably longer than normal.
I don't know.
You know how they make you wait like 12 hours to be able to read the chat?
Oh yeah.
So I couldn't go back and tell you word for word what he said till that 12-hour period's up.
Well, it's always good to have that, Christopher. That's for sure. But you also got to remember they're still just men, also.
That's what's going to come to, Shane. You know, the more they
Yep.
mess around like this, more people are going to start standing up against it.
Yep. You hope.
Well, I
It's been
think
going
that
on a long time. Go ahead.
I wish I could read that.
What's that? Mandarin?
Yeah, or whatever it is.
I don't know if I still got my translator pulled up or not.
Got a heart in there, so it's probably not bad.
I ain't no telling. Well, if Jeff B was still in here, he might be able to read it for us. I think he can read that stuff.
Handy to have a translator.
Oh, yeah.
I can get the gist of a few languages, just not that one.
All right. You got to have some kind of base to start with before you can even build on it.
We could go give Bonnie a hard time. We know he's going to pop up over there if you weren't on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I guess we could always bail off over in there.
And then if you want, I mean, you could always come on again, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I probably won't, but yeah, I could. Billy the Hargrove? Huh. Hello?
Billy the Hargrove.
Yeah, Hargrove.
I like hard grooves, like Deep Purple, you know, pretty hard groove.
Well, I guess we can shut this down and head over there. And
It's totally up to you. It's just an idea. I don't even know how many people you got watching.
60.
There's a few,
Yeah, there's a few.
but I could do a pit stop or two.
Oh, yeah.
But I appreciate you having me up here.
Oh, no, I appreciate you coming up.
I always enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
I guess I'll see you over there then, brother.
All right. I'll shut her down and I'll be over there directly.
All right. See you later, chat. All the new people, it was nice to see you and meet you.
Yep. Guys, I'm going to end this broadcast, and if y'all want to follow us, I guess some of us are going over to Bonnie's, and if not, I guess we'll disperse and we'll see everybody tomorrow at 6 Central. So y'all have a good one, and talk to you later.
Peace.